Oh yes, Kylie can hear us. We can all be heard. Fantastic, Tim. We're ready to go. Beautiful. We ready?
Ready.
Let me stand on that cross. Hi everyone. In true Wayside tradition, we have started late and we've had a few technical glitches. I just want to thank you all for logging in. This is the first Wayside YouTube live that we're conducting, as well as I think we're going a little bit of Facebook Live. I'm not quite sure. We're working this all through. I just want to express my deepest thanks to Nim and Tim here, who have just amazing commitment of time to make this all happen. So a bit of a virtual clap there from back home. Now we've got comments on the YouTube Live, so we're expecting some live heckling for Graham Anson's sermon during this time. But let's begin is the way we always begin, which we do as we gather apart this time by acknowledging that we are gathering on the land of the Bidjigal and Gadigal nations, and we acknowledge their elders past, present and emerging, particularly through a time where this week we marked the 250th anniversary of the landing at Kurnell. And I think through this time we are realising more and more the importance of listening to the wisdom of the nations that surround us, of Aboriginal peoples, who for thousands and thousands of years held this land together and cared for it, and realised that they didn't own the land, but they were a part of the land. And so we begin and we acknowledge that we are performing ceremony upon land which has had ceremony performed on it for thousands of years, and we hope that it leads us to deeper relationships and connections with each other and our world and our land. I think what we're realising now through this time is that our health is intimately connected with the health of the person next to us, that which is revealing a deeper truth that we've always known, is that we are all connected. The way we care for ourselves is we care for others. These are truths that are hidden in plain sight that are becoming more and more apparent each day as the lessons that are presenting themselves before us demand that we pay heed to them. And so I really urge you all to know that don't run. Spiritual energy is stored in the loneliness, in the darkness, in the boredom, and in the frustration. These are the lessons that we learn, and God will come to us in and through those lessons, closer than our own breath. With that, let us close our eyes and begin, and also start with a prayer. I just want you to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth as I say this prayer. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Be. Amen. Right, Emma, we're going to have some songs. And now hopefully the words will also come up through there as we sing. And let's sing together. I'm going to do what I do subtly every week, which is move the microphone a little bit lower while the singing's on. All right. Lead us away, Emma.
Hi everybody. It's been great this week. It's winter, so I got to get out my winter coat, which is the most exciting time of the year for me, because I love coats. Okay. We're going to start off with Make You Feel My Love.
Shadows
Okay, and now we're going to do I Stand in Awe.
The Good Shepherd. Very truly, I tell you, anyone who does not enter the sheepfold by the gate, but climbs in by another way, is a thief and a bandit. The one who enters by the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for the shepherd, and the sheep hear their voice. The shepherd calls their own sheep by name and leads them out. When they have brought out all of their own, they go ahead, and the sheep follow because they know the shepherd's voice. They will not follow a stranger, but instead they will run away because they do not know the voice of strangers. Jesus used this figure of speech, but the people did not understand what he was saying to them. So again Jesus said to them, "Very truly, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. All who came before me are thieves and bandits, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the gate. Whoever enters by me will be saved and will come in and go out and find pasture. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have life and have it abundantly."
going to thank you, John, for telling people to heckle me. I can see one there that says something like, was that good face for radio, I think? Thank you. Let's face it, nobody likes to be called a sheep. It's an insult. When someone calls you a sheep these days, it's an insult. You'll see it online quite regularly when people are arguing. There'll be this line that says you're just part of the sheeple. You know, you're just a sheep. You're just one of those sort of people who is foolish, you're following blindly, you're not scrutinising any of the known knowledge and the truth, you're not following the reality as I know it, you're easily led, you're sheep. Now, I've spent some time on a sheep station in my teenage years, and I would say it's very easy to conclude that sheep are stupid. If there's an animal on the yard that knows how to get itself injured or stuck or killed in the strangest of ways, it's a sheep. I've seen them stuck in fences, stuck in cattle grids, stuck in mud, stuck in bramble. You've seen carcasses that are in the strangest of places. So it would be really easy to conclude that sheep are stupid. And in that kind of setting, in a sheep station setting, where sheep are basically commodity, where you're farming them for their wool or for their meat or for their milk or for their ability to produce other sheep, when you've got 3,000 sheep on your farm, if you lose one, so what? You'll produce more. I want to tell you another story about sheep. I have a brother who's got a property down on the south coast. And it's about 5 acres, and the property regularly needs mowing, and he sort of gave up on the idea of mowing the property, and instead of mowing, he started buying sheep to eat the grass. And he started buying yearling lambs. And he got these yearling lambs on his property, about 2 or 3 at a time, and he gave them names. So the first lamb he called Chops. I'm glad someone in the room got the joke. Yeah, the next one he called Stew. The one after that was called Curry. I think there might have been a stroganoff in there somewhere. At one point I offered him another name for one of the lambs, and the lamb did get this name. The lamb was called Begini. I thought that was pretty clever. I'm pretty proud of myself with that one. So he's got these lambs, and they each have a name. And the thing is that these lambs got to know his voice. And so whenever he'd been out and goes out and comes back to the property, when he gets back inside, he'll call them by name. And they come and they know their names and they know where they belong. They come and they'll follow him around the property. The thing is too, that those lambs, those sheep, know his voice, and they know the voices and follow the voices of his kids. But when I turn up and call them by name, they don't listen, they don't follow, they're just sheep to me, you know. And that, I don't mind. I like that picture of being a sheep. I don't mind being called a sheep in that kind of story. I don't mind the idea of listening for hearing my owner's voice. In these times, in our times, it can be a little hard to hear or distinguish the voice of God or the voice of Jesus. Sometimes it's really hard to know where that voice is, because there are a whole lot of voices at the moment. Well, not just at the moment, in our time, there's a whole lot of voices all trying to tell you this is the right way, this is the best way, this is how to live your best life. It's almost like a cacophony of voices. It's very much like a collective monologue. They're not kind of joined in with each other. They've got one picture of life, and that's what they're yelling at us. And they're trying to draw us or call us into what they see as what these voices might see as they're full of promise. Sometimes those voices are full of admonishment about you being blind to a particular reality. But there are a whole lot of voices, and sometimes it's just like white noise. I find this. It's not just my tinnitus. There's a whole lot of noise out there, and it's hard sometimes to hear it, to hear the voice to follow. You know, and we live in a world that idolizes wealth and money, and greed and luxury It idolises attractiveness. It puts it on a pedestal. It idolises the use of violence in the face of conflict. It idolises burning somebody and putting them down. It idolises opinion. It idolises a personal truth over a collective truth. It idolises popularity for popularity's sake. It kind of idolises physical and sporting ability. And then it normalises these things as the way to measure others. Many a time you'll find yourself listening to a voice that's treating you as if you're a consumer or a client or a competitor. And whenever those voices are at you, you're always going to be devalued. In the midst of all that is this other small voice. It's inviting you. It's inviting me. It's calling us. And it's drawing us into this place of abundant life. Living life to the full is another way that's translated. It's life that's purposeful and meaningful, that's inherently about belonging, as it is about much more than it is about you personally. It's not found, this sense of abundant life isn't found through the sole purpose of you becoming a better you for your sake. But it's much more about us becoming a better us for the benefit of everybody. It's about you bringing who you are into the bigger purposes of being better for all of us. Now, what does that voice sound like? How do we know it? How do we distinguish it from all the noise? What's this voice that's drawing us to follow? Where's this abundant life? And as I hear that voice, and maybe this might be helpful for you, but as I hear that voice, it's the voice that's calling me and drawing me into places of love and compassion, peace and mercy. It's calling me into acting towards others with grace and forgiveness and humility. It's the voice that draws out of me gratitude and generosity, kindness, justice for the poor. It's the voice that encourages me to see others and to lean towards inclusion. So friends, that's today's invitation. That's today's call on our lives. To listen for that voice. To hear it and to follow in that way. To live our lives abundantly. Friends, thank you for being with us today. We've really appreciated your presence, and we hope that something that you've been able to be part of or to experience or to share with us has been a blessing in your lives for this week. So what's left for me to do now is to send you with a blessing and a commissioning. So friends, go forth in peace. Be of good courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Render to no one evil for evil. Honour all people. Strengthen the faint-hearted. Help the afflicted.